9 since the start of the October 7th war. A quick update from me, and then we'll get straight to your questions. Please bear with me as I share with you some of the facts and figures that we have available to share with you right now. First, on the hostage release agreement, yesterday evening the Prime Minister led vigorous and determined negotiations to secure the release of our civilian Arbel Yehud and a female soldier Agam Berger, together with an additional hostage. Hamas had backtracked on the agreement by not releasing Arbel as they had agreed originally. Subsequently, an additional phase of hostage releases are scheduled to take place this Thursday. Following the settling of this violation, Israel this morning agreed to the passage of Gazan residents to the north of Gaza. In accordance with the agreement, 3 additional hostages will be released this Saturday. Allow me to share with you some more confirmed details, facts and figures. I can confirm that Israel has received from the Hamas terrorist organization, a list that includes the status of all of the 33 hostages due to be released in this first stage. The list from Hamas matches Israel's intelligence. So I can share with you that 25 of our hostages are alive and 8 have been killed by Hamas. Families of the hostages were informed of the status of their loved ones. Let me share with you further details with our latest information. As of today, 90 hostages are being held captive by Hamas in Gaza. 7 Israelis have been released as part of this agreement on the 19th and 25th of January. 87 of the remaining 90 hostages were taken hostage on October the 7th, 2023. 3 hostages have been held by Hamas since 2014. Israel believes that 35 of the remaining 90 hostages have been killed by Hamas, yet their bodies remain held by Hamas in Gaza. This includes Hadar Goldin, taken captive in 2014, and 34 taken hostage on October 7th. Of the 87 people taken hostage on October 7th, 81 are male, 6 are female, and that includes the 2 children under the age of 5 years old, that's Ariel and Kfir Bibas. 77 are Israeli nationals, though they may hold other nationalities. 10 are foreign nationals, 8 from Thailand, 1 Nepalese national, and 1 Tanzanian. To date, a total of 165 hostages have been released or rescued. Of those 165, 124 were recovered alive, 41 were recovered dead, killed by Hamas. Yes, the agreement has come at a heavy price. Israel is releasing convicted terrorists, but Israel has a moral and ethical obligation to do everything in its power to return all the hostages, the living and the deceased. We will not rest until Hamas has released every one of them and they are all home. On our released hostages, let me share with you reports now publicly available, shared by the families very often, on their medical and psychological condition. Clearly, there has been psychological torture. The mother of Daniela in particular spoke, one of our hostages released, spoke of the death of her daughter that Hamas faked. A cruel game, she called it. Thank God she was returned alive on Saturday. Hamas published an image of her white funeral shroud. Her mother said her daughter returned thin and pale and had suffered in captivity. These young ladies faced an emotional and medically complex road to recovery. Daniela, 20, still has a bullet in her leg after she was shot by Hamas. There are fears for their vision for the future after some spent 15 months or most of 15 months underground. Our doctors have tailored programs to nurse them back to health. We, of course, remember the horrific images of their battered and bloodied faces when they were captured in their pajamas. Who can forget one of the most sickening images from that day showed Naama Levy being dragged by her hair in bloodied pajamas as she was thrown into a back of a truck and taken into Gaza. The girls have told their families about a pita or two a day until their stomachs swelled. They were made to cook for their captors, but forbidden from eating. They were held in tunnels in the dark. Their doctors have said that mentally they're still a long way to go, and it's too soon to say precisely of their condition, and doctors are braced for them to have lost part of their vision and had to have developed skin conditions, hearing difficulties after so long underground in cramped, squalid surroundings. Medics have also been concerned that Hamas may have drugged them, and this may explain why the four girls were seen smiling ecstatically as they were paraded in front of terrorists in their sickening handover ceremonies. Those released in the November 2023 deal spoke of being given narcotics to make them appear happy. Doctors have carried out tests for toxins. Hamas put on a show on Saturday. We're asking people of goodwill around the world, please do not fall for it. Next to Israel's border with Lebanon, the US has confirmed that the ceasefire with Lebanon has been extended till February 18th. Yes, Israel wants this agreement to endure, but until this time, Israel's forces will remain in southern Lebanon along our border. As we have made clear, the original agreement clearly stipulated that the exit of Israel's forces will take place on the withdrawal of Hezbollah beyond the Litani River within 60 days. This has not yet taken place. The agreement has not yet been fully enforced by the state of Lebanon and its military. This extension takes place in full coordination with the United States. Now, yesterday, there was an attempt by Hezbollah to return to southern Lebanon. Israel's armed forces removed that threat to our soldiers and to our northern border, dispersing rioters. Let me be clear. Israel will not endanger its citizens and its population centres, and we will insist on the full implementation of this goal of the war in our north. That is, namely, returning our residents safely to their homes. So, it is yes to an enduring peace with Lebanon, but it is a big no to Hezbollah redeploying along our border. Not again, never again. Next, on International Holocaust Remembrance Day, it's a solemn day of reflection where we recall the industrial slaughter of 6 million Jews. The Prime Minister called on all civilized nations to confront anti-Semitism wherever it appears, on college campuses, in city streets, or international forums like the International Criminal Court. The International Criminal Court was founded in the shadow of the Holocaust, but the ICC has disgraced itself with anti-Semitic attacks on Israel. Hamas are the new Nazis, as the Prime Minister said, and we are committed to defeating them once and for all. Now, the Prime Minister also said that the Jewish state will always stand as a safe haven for Jews worldwide. The attacks that began on October 7th on Israel were not just an assault on Israel, but a wake-up call to the world. The barbaric acts and the global wave of Jew hatred that followed revealed an enduring truth. Hatred against Jews is a threat to humanity itself. Anti-Semitism is not a relic of the past. It is a clear and present danger to free societies everywhere. To tolerate it, or worse, to ignore it, is to invite disaster. Hatred allowed to spread will destroy everything in its path. So now is the time to act. Jew hatred needs to be confronted head-on to safeguard the values we hold dear. Israel will not stand by while hatred spreads. This is a battle for the soul of humanity. Together we can and we must prevail. So that's the end of our briefing today. Please put your questions in the chat together with your outlet. Please remember to include your outlet and we'll take a few of them. Okay, first question, just go right to the top. Is that the first question? Okay, Bashar Zagiar from Sky News Arabia. Your first question is regarding Gaza. How and who is inspecting the people going northern Gaza, since the north is mostly flattened? What is the Israeli position regarding allowing heavy machinery and equipment to go north to remove the rubble and begin reconstruction and make the north somehow habitable? Thank you for that first question, Bashar. As you know, the agreement stipulates that there will be a private security firm, an American private security firm, who will carry out some of this work, and other details are contained within the agreement. There are many, many details to this agreement, but these details are contained within the agreement. Just go up a bit, just to go up a second. Okay. Your next question, Bashar, from Sky News Arabia. Regarding Lebanon, after extending the agreement, will Israel now confirm its commitment to completely withdraw from Lebanon by the 18th of February? Thank you for that question, Bashar. In my briefing, I made clear that key to the agreement is the very clear stipulation that there should be no Hezbollah between our border and the Litani River. There has been some progress made by the Lebanese army, but it has not been fast enough. Hezbollah positions, armaments are still present